Hello and welcome to another episode of The Engineer. Today we're going to be playing on Rogue Transmission in the tank, playing for the Russian side. This isn't exactly my favourite tank, the T90. I am more a fan of the Abrams, and I have changed my opinion slightly of the tanks over the last couple of weeks, and it is purely because of the glitch shot and the way it affects you. Now, when I'm in the Abrams, I never seem to get shot for 50 by another tank, and I'm not sure why this is, but I'm guessing it's something to do with the way the tanks are designed. The Abrams is a lot more steep at the back, and I also find with the Abrams that I can ramp other tanks on top of me and shoot them underneath, which isn't exactly ideal, but it does help you if you're in a tricky situation and have run out of ammo, so you need to make one of them do a lot more damage. In terms of my loadout, I've put it up on screen. It's the usual AP, HMG, active protection, thermal optics, thermal camo setup. I'm not running with smokescreen because I haven't got round again to trying it, because I don't have a gunner who actually plays virtually full time for me, and I find that you need to be repairing a lot more frequently if you have smokescreen as APS, and having a gunner who could jump out and repair for you makes it a lot more viable to run that setup. As you can see, we're playing a game of Conquest Large, and the ticket count isn't massive, it's just a normal 800 game. The time is normal, it's not going to be one of these massive games where you can pull off a ridiculously large kill streak. But it is in fact a game that I really enjoy playing, because I do like the games that are going to be a bit more tactical. You can actually plan your way through the match and try and cap certain flags and make an actual difference to your team, even if you're just in one vehicle. It is a 64 player server, so we are going to be seeing a lot of action and a lot of enemies trying to take me down with RPGs, javelins, straws, s'mores, C4, you name it, they're there trying to take me down. Especially when you get the high value target thing put on your head, everybody is gunning for you because they never want someone to finish the match with 0 deaths. As you can see now, I am pushing onto Delta flag, and it's not a flag that I enjoy playing on, especially when I'm on the middle of the road, because of the people who spawn all around you. But what I've decided to do here is just try and clear it as fast as possible. I also have a gunner, so I'm just taking the risk of just getting rid of as many of the enemies as possible. Now, there is one thing you can do if you're not comfortable with doing this and actually are trying to play fairly safe and conservative in the tank. What you can do is pull up onto one of the hills on the left or right hand side and use it as a slight bit of cover, and then pick off the enemies. Or you can do what I'm doing here, if you're playing on the Russian side of course, and sit back and pick off enemies this way. You also get a nice vantage point on the helicopter like that if he chooses to spawn, and as you can see, you can shoot enemy tanks that are deciding to go under the dish. You also maybe get a sneaky shot on the AA gun if he's silly enough to push out this way where all the tanks are. As you can see though now, it is absolutely hectic. There are enemies everywhere, to the left of us, to the right of us. On this lower road there's a quad bike, so I'm just keeping an eye on him, making sure that he doesn't get me with his C4, and I'm also having a look at that tank down the bottom with the guy repairing him. As I notice that he stops repairing, I'm just thinking that I can maybe steal that tank for my gunner, but it does actually get destroyed. But that's why I didn't shoot it that time, because I had ammo to spare. I couldn't see the other tank, so there's no point in destroying it, and there was a possibility of me being able to nick it. We've picked up a lot of kills now, but we still haven't managed to get the burn on this flag, and that is purely because we're on this flag all on our own. There are no infantry to support us, and that's a big problem when you're in the tank on this map. Because it is so exposed, if there's a decent jet pilot, as you can see there, he was not a decent jet pilot, but if there was a decent jet pilot, you're going to find yourself in a lot of trouble because there's no cover. And especially now as I'm down to 47 HP, I've had to drop back just to repair, and we don't make the push on that flag. So I decide, as the game is relatively close, to push down under the dish. I get a nice shot on the transport helicopter down there, picking up quite a few kills. Kinda lucky, but also making sure that I'm stopping any enemies getting across through the air with the transport, because on this map the transport helicopter can win you the game pretty much, with the way that it can just fly around and cap gimme flags very, very easily. So pushing underneath the dish, managed to take down five or six guys using a mixture of AP and HMG to take them down. I've also got a gunner in now who is more than capable of shooting down any enemies that will be behind me, so I can be a little bit more aggressive with the way that I push. This road up here is quite a useful one to, especially using thermal camo, to catch out enemy tanks pushing down under the dish from up at Delta or Charlie if you are playing on Conquest Small. This LAV hasn't even noticed me. I managed to take him down with 2 shots. Have a look over there, that tank hasn't noticed me either, and I managed to get a lucky shot on that as well, taking him down with just 1 shot. The only issue is if you have people hiding underneath the bridge just there, it's very unlikely that you'll be able to take them down, as there's such good cover there and the splash damage isn't as effective as you'd like, so be careful when you're there. Hopefully you enjoyed this very quick episode of The Engineer. Didn't have very much time to record this morning, so I've just done a quick voiceover for you. We actually went, I think it was a 56 kill streak, very enjoyable game. have a go on this map using some of the tips and tricks that I've showed you. Use the loadout that I've put on screen now. Let me know if you've had any big kill streaks on this map yourself. I'll see you guys in the next video.